Hello everyone, I'm Leifkicker, a professional artist and micro-manufacturer that specializes in crafting unique deck boxes and gaming accessories. Bringing new content to my followers and fans is something that I'm always excited to do, so I decided to launch a Patreon campaign. Patreon is an excellent platform for fans to help show their support and help me to keep bringing you new designs on a regular basis while growing video content. With your support, I'll be able to show a lot more behind-the-scenes images and videos from the studio projects that I would not normally be able to show anywhere else. This will offer more insight and accessibility to my Patreon supporters. If you would like to know more, check out the links in the description. If you want to hang out for a bit, I'll give you a quick tour of my humble studio and show you more of the handcrafted items created here. Hello again everyone. Welcome to the studio. This is where I spend most of my days, crafting away on deck boxes and gaming accessories. Use a Rotocaster about every day. This guy comes in pretty handy. These are the molds I use for deck boxes. Most of them have to be rotocasted. I use polyurethane casting resins. These are the molds for the 3D tiles you can use for Catan. Vacuum chamber and other tools might come in handy when you're wanting to craft something. This is our prep station for molds. We'll reassemble their forms, dust them of any metal powders if they need it. This is a mold for the Geiger box. It's my most recent redo. This is the prototype. It got damaged whenever I made the mold, but that's okay because the mold turned out really well and I was able to produce some good pieces. This is a casting from the mold. And this is a finished piece. If everything goes well, I'll get about 50 castings. As the mold ages and gets used, it starts to deteriorate and will eventually just start to fall apart. I added on a spray room and a sanding room. This room is where I do all the spray painting. I turn that vent on and it'll suck out all the air in here and keep all the fumes from building up. Unfortunately, there's only 2 plug-ins down here in the basement, so we're always fighting for power. If the furnace kicks on and that thing's going, it trips the power. So I need to get a little electrical rework done down here. This is where we do the sanding. Try to keep all the dust contained, that way it doesn't get all over the finished pieces. Note board, and it's where I store all my epoxy sculpt for building prototypes. That stuff's pretty handy. This is my workstation. Over there I'm working on redoing the Orzhov box and the steampunk box. It'll be Izzet themed when I'm done with it. Sink for washing. Table for inking. This is my art cart. I used to have to push these around at a factory I worked at before. I hated it. Now this thing's so handy. I don't know how I'd go a day without that. Shipping station. This is how Catan tiles are stored and shipped. It's my current solution. I hope to eventually get a CNC machine and a woodworking, like a nice table saw, so I can make boxes like this someday. There is a gentleman on Etsy who makes these for me so I can store the 3D tiles in them. He does a really good job. That a lot of extra cost to the set though. This is my daughter's workstation. She's learning how to do some needle felting. She's going to give those away to some of her friends for Christmas. Storage shelf. This is tables where I do most of my final painting and finishing work. I displayed some of the pieces that I've made down here so you guys can get a better idea of what we can do here in the studio. Each month I try to at least get one game night down here where me and some friends can go at it on some Commander or board games. These pieces over here on the left are pieces I can make currently right now. Their molds are still good. And these pieces over here on the right, their molds are no longer good, or I need to redo the prototype before I can make more. I'll do some videos on each one of these boxes as time goes along. It's a nice view of the 3D tiles you can use for Catan. I made a unique tile for every piece you would need. 54 different tiles. I'm hoping to explore some seafarers soon. I made some gold ore and a volcano tile. I would like to add on 2 new versions of each resource. Another desert, fishes maybe, rivers would be cool. And these fellas here in the middle, I'm going to auction off on eBay in hopes to raise a little bit of capital to fix some of the problems I have down here in the studio. Finish the ceiling and electrical mostly. I'll do a video for each one. The homunculi is actually a deck box. He's posable. And there's a few surprises on this Reddit piece. You'll just have to watch the video to see more. Well, I hope you enjoyed your tour, everyone. Thanks for stopping by.